Yeah, okay, can we start now? Can we start now? Hi everyone, it's already 8:26. Can we start?
Opposition team is ready.
Okay, so we can start, I think, because we can't wait anymore. Yeah, okay, I'll start now. Yeah, okay. Welcome to the Jitsin English debate competition. Debaters, after I read the motion, you will have 15 minutes to prepare. You may use any books or devices you find helpful. Each of you will speak for about 4 minutes. You may never interrupt the speaker. I will put a reminder in the chat when you have 1 minute left and remind you again when you are out of time. If that happens, you may finish your sentence, but then you need to sit down. Okay, that means you need to stop. You will have 60 seconds between speakers to work with your team. Be respectful and listen carefully to your opponents. Remember, after the debate, you will give them feedback on how to become better debaters. Okay, audience, you may not leave if the student is speaking, and you may not talk with the teams. Okay, now before we begin, affirmative team, what is your team number? Affirmative team, what is your team number?
107.
107. Okay. Are any affirmative team members missing?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Now, negative team, what is your team number?
108.
108. Any negative team members missing?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. So today's motion is students should learn to play a musical instrument. Okay. You have 15 minutes starting now.
你们的那个准备时间已经到了，so 你们可以开始了。
Hi, affirmative team. Where are you?
Our first speaker is having connection problems. We'll try to find her back first.
Okay,
call
but
her
the
back
15
to the
minutes
story.
is up. The time is up. So can we start? Speaker 1 for the affirmative. Are you ready?
Okay. She
Hannah?
went out with connection problems, but
Okay.
we do it two people, or she's back. Yeah, she's back.
Okay, so we can start. Okay, speaker 1 for the affirmative. What is your student ID letter?
107C.
I mean letter A, B, or C? Student
C.
ID letter C. Thank you. So please introduce yourself and begin, and your 4 minutes starts now.
Good morning to the honorable adjudicators, timekeeper, and my worthy opponents. I'm the first speaker of the affirmative team, and I strongly agree with today's motion, which is students should learn to play a musical instrument. As the first speaker, I will present my speech about the definition and my viewpoint. Our second and third speakers will further elaborate upon our team's opinions and position with 11 examples. They will rebut against the contrary of points of views. We define the topic as it is not necessary to force every student to be proficient in music instruments, but at least to have a normal understanding and concept of music instruments. The first point of students should learn to play a musical instrument is increase learning memory. Playing music requires a high degree of working memory, and the more practice can make our memory ability stronger. In the research, it is found that music practice is positively related to the participants' working ability, thinking speed, and reasoning ability. And the second point of students should learn to play a musical instrument is improve concentration. When students learn music, they must be fully absorbed in it so that they can remember the notes and various marks on the score. And only with concentration can let them learn the ways of playing and various music theories taught by teacher. There's some studies have shown that music training can improve blood flow in brain regions involved in language processing. And the third point is enhance hand-brain coordination. Playing musical instruments requires the cooperation of the left and right brain, hands, eyes, and various parts of the whole body, which makes the student's IQ and EQ greatly exercised and developed. Music is the art of expressing sound, and the notes behind it have infinite meaning, which provides students with many possibilities and space for imagination. And students who listen to music often have more imagination. In a sanitarium in the United States, medical staff play popular songs from their young to elderly people suffering from Alzheimer's. At first, it was just for nostalgia. Unexpectedly, it awaked many old people's memories of the past. This incident attracted the attention of scientists and introduced music th- therapy to Alzheimer's.
Your time is up.
Mm, Sorry, my time's up, so I will leave the remaining arguments of students should learn to play a musical instrument to my team members. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Your 60-second is over. Speaker 1 for the negative. What is your student ID letter?
I'm C also.
Okay, C. Thank you. So please introduce yourself and your time starts now.
So good afternoon, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of our debate is students should learn to play musical instruments. First of all, we agree with the definition given by the affirmative team. However, we, the negative team, believe this statement is false. Today, as the first speaker, I will be talking to you about our team's first point, which is learning musical instruments is not for everyone. Our second speaker, Lee Chin Yong, will be giving the rebuttal and talk about our team's second point, which is learning musical instruments can be expensive. Our third speaker, Pi Hao Yin, will be talking about our team's final point, which is the right of students to choose what they want to learn, and rebut and sum up our team's case. The first speaker of the affirmative team has said that learning musical instruments may improve memory because they are constantly remembering notes and music. But this is wrong because it just only works for notes and music and not necessarily for studies. Now I'll talk about our first point, which is learning musical instruments is not for everyone. The affirmative team may point out that learning to play musical instruments may help with students to become better at their studies, and this is backed up by scientific studies. The first thing wrong about this is, for one, scientific studies are about the general population. What about the students who are tone deaf? What about the students who are not able to hear? What about the students that are not suitable for learning musical instruments? While learning musical instruments might be good for most, it might not be the optimum thing for everyone. It is already common sense that everyone is different. But with the arrival of technological era and the growing popularity of pop culture, people often forget that everyone is different. Every time some successful people reveal their personal know-how to achieve success, people often see those as instant solutions for that they can adopt to achieve the same level of success. While it might be as effective for some, it won't have the same effect on each and every individual. For example, in a similar but different study, it has shown that not everyone is a morning lark. Research has shown that in children, especially teens, might need more sleep due to their developing brains. This is in contrast to popular belief that sleeping early and getting up early is the optimal time for health and cognitive function. Schools had to start later. In conclusion, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all education system. So, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, we do not agree with the motion today that students should learn to play musical instruments.
You have ended your speech? Okay, thank you. Teams, you have another 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker 2 for the affirmative. What is your student ID letter, A, B, or C?
B.
B. Thank you. Please introduce yourself and your 4 minutes starts now.
A good day to the honorable adjudicators, timekeeper, and my worthy opponents. I'm the second speaker of the affirmative team and strongly agree with today's motion, which is students should learn to play a musical instrument. First, learning music can acquire a survival skill with the increasingly fierce social competition. Students want to stand out at work in the future, so it is very necessary to have one or more survival skills at the same time. Playing music in various performance venues in that spare time not only can get a lot of rewards, but also make many friends, develop and expand my network. In addition, if you choose to be a music teacher, the salary in the city is also very high. Second, there is a famous saying in Taiwan's education circles that children who learn music will not learn badly, because music learning is about rational thinking and perceptual thinking. You must control yourself before you can control music. Is that music students learn to think rationally earlier, to avoid the cruelty of society, and to protect themselves, family and friends earlier, but at the same time they have retained their innocence and can face the potential and challenges of the future with a more optimistic spirit. Third, the school's orchestra is good for students. One is to cultivate team spirit. In the orchestra, students will be cultivated to listen and cooperate. Students should listen to the sounds of other musical instruments, not just playing them by themselves. Orchestra practice, you have to wait for other students to practice, while exercise endurance lets students feel that music is more meaningful and valuable. Nowadays, many children are unwilling to contact people, and they are in a long-term depressed and pessimistic mood. In several cases, they can suffer from depression. Science has confirmed that music has a very good therapeutic effect in reducing physical pain and in the treatment of mental illness. Many introverts have become more enthusiastic and generous, more confident, and more daring to express themselves after learning through music. Thank you.
Okay, you're done with your speech. Thank you, teams. You have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Okay, your 60 seconds is over. Speaker 2 for the negative. Can I have your student ID letter, please?
1088.
A.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, please introduce yourself and your 4 minutes starts now.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the second speaker from negative team. The topic is that students should learn to play a musical instrument. And that statement is false. Then I want to rebut both first speaker and second speaker from affirmative team. I want to implement some rebut for the first affirmative, which speaks that increased learning memory, the learning musical instrument can increase learning memory and concentration. And I can say in neuroscience, learning anything repeatedly can increase the connection between the neuron and let electron flow through axons so we can remember things and skill that we have learned. Learn every skill is also same. So not only just musical instrument. And then the second speaker say that the survival skill of play and musical instrument can make you prepare for future. And I would say that musical instrument can barely just small usage in workplace. And this industry is bottleneck industry. Career opportunities is very less. Therefore, you can only practice as hobbies. But the future is more or less you can learn when you are growing as adult or you got more money. So our first speaker is already stated that learning musical instrument is not for everyone. I will support her statement, which we will jump into my second point, our team's second point. So point is learning musical instrument may not be affordable for some. Even most families, as students, we are still financially dependent on our parents. While some might say that we could try and find one instrument that we are comfortable with, parents are the one who have to bear and burn of the expenses of the expensive musical instrument. Even you can buy the cheap one, the sound quality and user experience will make you frustrated even more. So on the contrary, we could find the one musical instrument that is affordable to learn and maintain, but we might not be able to enjoy. Like this is not what we want to learn, because of the budget problem. So what is the point of having to learn a thing that might need bigger sacrifice, some even without the satisfaction that we expected from at the first? And technology is good alternative to learn music. No really need instrument and even more cheaper. So, Madam Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I will repeat my statement that is student should not learn to play a musical instrument. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker two, for the negative. Thank you. Okay, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. We move to the speaker three for the affirmative. Can I have your student ID letter, please?
107A.
Okay, thank you. Please introduce yourself and your 4 minutes starts now.
So I'll be starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. A very good day to the honorable adjudicators, the timekeeper, and also my worthy opponents. I'm the third speaker of the affirmative team, which our team strongly agrees with today's motion, which is students should learn to play a musical instrument. My first speaker, I'll be starting out with the rebuttals and giving out one more point and also summing up our team's case. Our team's first speaker already stated that we believe that we want the students not to have to be a pro in, not necessary to have forced every student to be proficient of the concept in music. Don't mean that we want them to be a pro and having so many skills and also instruments like what the second speaker of negative team has stated. Then we also believe that we also believe in one more thing, which is uh and now moving on to my team's other point, which is cultural inheriting. We believe that if we get to learn other music, like for example classical instruments, like for example classical Chinese instruments, which, for example, guzheng and other things like that. We got to learn about our ancestors and also about their type of music. This helps us to know about the history and also help in other statements that about. Our team also stated about we can help the kids in their brain development, have more patience, and increase their learning memory. And also my team's second speaker has also stated about students can also express their emotions through music. There are people who can't use or are not so comfortable using their voice and will be saying out their thoughts. It will be more comfortable if they get to learn music and they can express out their feelings feelings and emotions through music. And there's science studies done, and they have stated about students can relax themselves and also release stress by playing instruments, music instruments, and also other things like that. So with this, with this, I want to state back to our teams with today's motion, which is instrument. Thank you.
Thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Okay, time is up. Speaker 3 for the negative. What is your student ID letter, please?
B108.
B.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So please introduce yourself and your time, 4 minutes starts now.
So greetings. Good morning to every adjudicator, timekeeper, and my opposite team and my debaters. So today the topic is about students should learn a musical instrument, and our team are strongly disagree that. So today allow me to give my today in my speech I will give my rebuttal and also give out my points and also support my team's point and conclude. And then allow me to give my rebuttal to other side team that which is first speaker that learning music can also third speaker is say that learning music can increase memory, but in fact like what my second speaker has said that in neuroscience like learning any of things can increase the connection between the neurons and that electron flow through the neural system, so we can remember things and skills and improve that what we have learned. In other words, if you are still don't understand, is that practice makes perfect. So learning musical instrument can increase memory is an illusion, a huge illusion. Other skill can also achieve that. So and then first speaker has said that like can improve blood flow and other skills also can achieve that like requirement of whole body like dance and other artistic skills also can help students to express their feeling to the third speaker. And then for the first speaker, you say that awake all people memory from past. Today our topic is about students to learn musical instrument, not all people should learn a musical instrument. And then second speaker, you say that provides survival skill. Any skill like taekwondo and other physical activities also can achieve that. And control yourself at the same time. Any skill also can achieve that. Can for future also true. Also any skill can achieve that. And musical teachers salary high. I think this is not a suggestion for encourage students to learn musical instrument. And then listen and cooperate is a main elementary for all skills, not just musical instrument. And depression, like depression is a physical illness. It's that your brain lack of serotonin, and music is just about that. It's not a treatment. And then I will I will give my third point is that we support the students' right in this area of advanced knowledge. Student has become more and more refined, and it's virtually impossible for a student to learn anything for some. It will even be a waste of time as it doesn't bring the benefits and sacrifices as well. And no subject should not be oriented on the real. All subjects are important to student education, and it is important to let students to choose for themselves. And students to have the right to choose whatever they want to learn. And learning musical, students don't need a musical instrument. The ideal learning music is to let students learn from basic use of that as instrument, but not musical, to create melodies, beats, and other, and let students interested to learn musical instrument with advance. And then singing and military can let students have the basic into music, not the musical instrument. And then in my conclusion, I will conclude all my team's point is that first speaker is that not education one side is one side fits all, and the importance of personalized studies. And my second speaker has said that the economic inequalities of students. And in my points, I will say that not necessary is musical instrument, and we support the students'
Your time
right.
is up.
And then, yeah, this is all our team points and at the end of the debate. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, speaker 3, for the negative. Okay, teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Okay, your time is up. So can I confirm with you that all the speakers have already spoken?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So before I announce the winner, each team must give up to 90 seconds of feedback and advice to the other team. So you may divide this time however you would like. To score well, you must be courteous, constructive, and kind. Do not use this time to keep arguing the motion. Instead, focus on how your opponents could become better debaters. You have 90 seconds to plan your feedback. I'm not allowed to give any feedback of my own. So your 90 seconds starts now.
I would like to.
Second speaker 你们来这个
Huh?
Second speaker 你们来他讲话
Uh, uh,
那边有
I will give the feedback to affirmative team. Your overall point is good, but some points you will need to expand, and some of your speaker, your time management is needed to be controlled. And I can say practice will make perfect to increase your fluency. Overall, it's a very good debate, and I thank you.
Be talking about it, and I wanted to say like I see I don't know why I see improvement in yeah, but I can't really like hear what the first speaker was talking about. So I was thinking like, what was the first speaker talking about? And then everybody was like huang behind the 镜头. And then so I think that fluency is really important. And I wish I think that if
Okay, your 90 seconds is over. Yeah, okay, it's time for the peer feedback session now. Okay, now you can speak. I will stop you after 90 seconds. Okay, negative team, you may go first. Time starts now.
Oh. So
Hey, just now prepare.
Yes.
Oh my god. So I will repeat my feedback to negative.
Yeah, go on.
Your point is very good, but you can try to expand. You can try to connect it together to make it more friendly.
Make it more structured.
Yes, make it more structured, and then time management can care about. Also, you can try to see more debate videos to increase your fluency, to improve your debating skills. Overall, this is a very good speech, very good debate. And thank you.
And I would like to give the feedback to third speaker. The affirmative, you did a great job. You try to rebut us and support all the team's point. I can see that you are trying to give your points and also support that. And to the first and second, you guys need to learn how to connect all your points, okay, so that it can make sense. Okay, it's not just like a sense like this point is to that point and that point is to that point. Like all points to be connected. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. Your 90 seconds is over. Okay, now we move on to the feedback session. Feedback from the affirmative team. 90 seconds starts.
so I'm gonna repeat my feedback again. Yes. So for me myself, our team also believe that, and our team also know that, our team also know that this is a very good debate within our seniors and juniors, and we have gained some experience about it. But for me myself and also my team, we were like, we can't hear what the first speaker was talking about. Because I don't know, it's because of our internet problem or maybe she's too fast. Yeah. So I think that fluency is also very important throughout this whole session. Like, yeah. And I also like to thank
You are done? No more to continue with?
yes, because I don't know what to feedback on.
Oh, I see. Okay. So in that case, okay. So we have ended the session. It's time to announce the winner. And this round goes to the negative. Okay, the negative team is the winner. So now please turn on your webcam and congratulate each other.
Now the winner go to J3U1 meet, and the loser don't be discouraged. You have one more chance. Please move to J3U2 meet. Wish you guys good luck.
Thank you for the good debate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are all the speakers there? Can we begin? Are all the speakers there?
I think not yet.
Not yet, okay. Because we are running out of time. Let me know when all the speakers are there. We are running out of time. Is everyone there? Please let me know. We can start immediately.
All of my teammates is here.
Okay. The rest of the speakers, both teams, affirmative and negative, both teams, are you there?
Yeah,
Okay, so we can start.
Yes.
of
Okay.
course.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, welcome to the Jitsin English debate competition. Okay, debaters, after I have read the motion, you will have 15 minutes to prepare. You may use any books or devices you find helpful. Each of you will speak for up to 4 minutes. You may never interrupt the speaker. I will put a reminder in the chat when you have 1 minute left and remind you again when you are out of time. If that happens, you may finish your sentence and stop. You will have 60 seconds between speakers to work with your team. Be respectful and listen carefully to your opponents. Remember, after the debate, you will give them feedback on how to become better debaters. Audience, you may not leave if a student is speaking, and you may not talk with the teams. Now, before we begin, affirmative team, can I have your team number, please?
102.
102. Are any affirmative team members missing?
No.
Okay. Now, negative team, what is your team number?
103.
103. Any negative team members missing?
No.
Okay. So today's motion is social media should be censored. You have 15 minutes starting now to prepare. Okay, time is up. We shall begin. Speaker 1 for the affirmative. What is your student ID letter, A, B, or C?
B.
B.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, please introduce yourself and your time starts now.
A very good morning to the judges, members of the floor, and my worthy opponents. I'm Lim Yitong, the first speaker of our team. Our team strongly agree with today's topic, which is social media should be censored. Social media censorship is defined as the suppression of speech, public communication, ideas, images, words, or other information online. This may be done on the basis that such material is considered objectionable, harmful, or sensitive. Censorship can be conducted by governments, private institutions, and other controlling bodies. We, the affirmative team, believe that this statement is true. Today, as the first speaker, I will be talking to you about the first and second points. Our second speaker will be giving our rebuttals and talk about the third and fourth point. Our third speaker will rebut and sum up our team's case. And now, I'm going to discuss 2 points. My first point is social media censorship can protect children from unhealthy content. This is because parents have plenty of work to do in today's society to protect their children from unhealthy influences. There's content everywhere, including items that slip through parental filters and kid-friendly apps that could lead to harmful encounters in future. Children have fewer qualms about talking with strangers online than adults do primarily because of the way kids see the world. They have more innocence, curiosity, and might even be shy and lonely. Social media censorship allows us to cut through the ignoring of potential threats so that a child's inexperience and lack of foresight doesn't get them into trouble. By stopping people before they can act or respond to a situation, we can keep everyone safer because of certain restrictions. Now to my second point. Social media censorship can limit the impact of identity theft. There are over 50 million reports of identity theft each year. In recent data, which reported by Experian, the information over 120 million people was exposed. When there's so much information floating around on the internet and in other public places that's readily accessible, then it is possible for people to become victims of a crime without realizing it until they needed to apply for credit or receive a notice in mail. Children can become victims of identity theft as well. Their clean profiles makes for a tempting target, especially if there's no verification of age or data during the application process. Censorship of this information can provide a layer of protection because it stops access to it while holding those who keep it responsible for their conduct. Thank you. In conclusion, In conclusion, we the affirmative team think that social media should be censored.
Okay, you have ended your speech. Okay, thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker 1 for the negative. What is your student ID letter, please?
103C.
Okay, thank you. Okay, please introduce yourself and begin now.
Good morning to the honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen. Our debate topic today is social media should be censored. As the negative side, we think that social media should not be censored. My name is Tianyu and I'm the first speaker of the negative team, and I will rebut the point of the affirmative group, give the definition, team case, and the first point. Our team second speaker will talk about the second and the third point, while our team third speaker will do all the rebuttals and summarize our point again. So our team's definition on social media is that it can be any digital tool that allows users to quickly create and share content with the public. Social media encompasses a wide range of websites and apps. What makes social media unique is that it is both broad and relatively uncensored. So our team scope is young kids who are easily influenced should always be under the guidance of parents when using social media. The illegal action taken by kids is the responsibility of parents and the consequence have to be faced by the parents, not social media. So just now, the first speaker of the affirmative team has said that if if the bad content is not censored, it will influence the children, but this is not the responsibility of the social media. Parents should guide their guide and teach their children so they will not being influenced by this kind of things. And the burden of proof of our team is and the burden of proof is on the affirmative team. They should prove the social media censorship does not harm the majority of people and is beneficial for everyone. Otherwise, this case will fall. And just now, the first speaker of the affirmative team also said that the public will involve in the crime if the if this negative information does not be censored. But what the government need to do is not just only censor. If government if this information only being censored but does not solve it in a proper way, this thing will become more serious and serious if we just put it aside. We don't solve it with a proper way. And one day this information, this kind of thing will reappear on the social media again. So the problem does not solve. So now I will going into my first point. My first point is everyone have their own right to share their opinions also on social media as it is an open platform for people. Freedom of speech is one of the human rights. So what is the point of your right to speak if there is no one to listen to what you are speaking? Doesn't the very concept of censorship clash with the idea of freedom of speech? If we are going to cover the ears of our listeners, then what is the difference between democracy and dictatorship country? So we can see some of the example of the dictatorship countries, like North Korea. The government of the North Korea totally censored the information from all parts of the world. So their citizens are only forced to follow the laws and the rules that enforced by the government. If the content in the media is manipulated by some people with vested interests, then the whole point of democracy and freedom of thought goes out of the window anyways. And how difficult do you think it is to get an uncensored version of anything these days? Besides, censoring of information may lead to a wrong image perceived by the public. It gives rise to and high abuse of human rights. If the news coming from a war zone does not show the true nature of the damage inflicted.
Your time is up.
Okay, so our team strongly disagree with today's topic, which is social media should be censored. Thank you.
Thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Okay, your 60 seconds is over. Speaker 2 for the affirmative. What is your student ID letter, please?
C.
Thank you. Okay, please introduce yourself and you may begin now.
A very good morning to the judges, members of the floor, and my worthy opponents. I'm Lee User, the second speaker of our team. As our first speaker said, I will rebutting the second speaker of the negative team, giving out the third point, and now I will be rebutting. The second speaker said that people should have the right to speech. What if one day what a person just tweet on Twitter, black people should all die? What will you do after that? Okay, now I will be talking about our third point. Censorship provides us with a vehicle to stop false content. There are censorship laws in place that prevent businesses from lying to you about their products or services. Advertisements must be a direct reflection of what you can expect if you make a purchase. Failing to remain honest can result in fines and penalties. Without this advantage, businesses could say or do anything in attempt to get you to buy their stuff. You can avoid the risk of false pretense thanks to the protections that remain in place because of this advantage. After that, after false content are censored, censorship can work to improve a person's knowledge. People tend to believe that what they see when consuming media and the various forms of content that are available. By removing items that could create a panic from public view, government and law enforcement officials can provide better protection, reduce the spread of rumors, and encourage individuals to review the information they see before coming to a conclusion. People can use this technique to promote the flow of negative data to create a specific result. But this process is also useful for the time when you want to create a positive outcome as well. Other than that, other censorship can reduce the impact of hate speech in society. The internet is an excellent forum for sharing ideas until hateful dialogues across social media leads to violence in the real world. Social media is a wonderful connective tool. Websites permit the instant exchange of videos, pictures, and messages, bringing people together all over the world. In a digital age, the internet has also become a forum for debate. Sites like Facebook and Twitter are now primary platforms for passionate discussion. Note that if you browse social media long enough, there will be something that can offend anyone. The goal of censorship isn't to eliminate access to anything that anyone might find to be problematic. We wouldn't go to online if that were the case. What we can do with this process is limit the access to information that could have an adverse impact on the overall culture of our homes, community, or countries. In conclusion, we, the affirmative team, agrees that social media should be censored. Thank you.
Thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I move to the next speaker. Okay, your 60 seconds is over. Speaker 2 for the negative. What is your student ID letter, please?
103A.
Thank you. Please
So,
introduce yourself and you may begin now.
so I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. A very good morning to the honorable judges, members of the esteemed audience, and my worthy opponents. Our topic today is social media should be censored. My name is Tiai, my speaker ID is 103A, and I'm the second speaker of our negative team. We, as Team Negative, think that social media should not be censored. But before I come to my own arguments, let us have a look on what affirmative speaker has said. Since my first speaker already mentioned about already rebut about the first argument of affirmative team, so I will rebut the second and third argument of affirmative team. They say that it prevents the crime on social media, and I would like to say that it is censored on the people or censored on the content. But both of them, we should not be censored. Yeah, my first speaker has said it is human right for us to create a new account and share our own opinions. So the way we solve the crime is only through censorship? No. So I'll rebut the third arguments of the affirmative team. They say that it can stop the false content. So by censoring the false content, people cannot recognize the true and false because they just blindly believe that their government have do all of things for them. The information on social media of that is true. So if the government want to let them know the false thing, they just believe on it. Like North Korea is a good example on it. So I'm moving to my team second argument is social media being censored may lead to mind shaping. That times are changing. The newer generation is information hungry. A blanket ban on topics like sex in media will only generate their curiosity about it. And censorship of the media will only mean that they look into the absolutely wrong places for information. Rather, these topics should be discussed in a healthy manner so that the taboo tag is lifted off them. If sex-related topics are completely censored, it becomes difficult to teach children and teenagers about the dangers of sexually transmitted diseases, and it can be dealt with maturity. There are rating system and parental advisory stickers made to prevent the negative influence. Why censor something when classification serves the purpose really well? Other than that, there can be different standards of other than that, it may lead to hinders of creativity. There can be different standards of moral among different societies, quite different from the one imposed by the censorship. Put in the simple word, censorship hinders creativity. Censorship in photos, videos, and even social media may compromise their entertainment value. It is, you can say that you can voice your thoughts freely in any medium. It may be used to block legitimate criticism. It's limiting artists from truly expressing themselves. Isn't that what art is all about? So in the end of the ideal minds or on art, we have no more creativity and innovation. All of us is same due to the censorship, because in the end of the censorship will be more and more. So all of us will be same at the end. So that's all from me. Thank you. So I strongly disagree with today's topic.
Thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before we move on to the next speaker. Time's up. Speaker 3 for the affirmative. What is your student ID letter, please? Speaker 3 for the affirmative. Can you please turn on your mic?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. A. Thank you. Please introduce yourself and your time starts now.
Good morning to the judges, members of the floor, and my worthy opponents. I'm Daniel, the third speaker of our team. Our team strongly agrees with today's topic, which is social media should be censored. The first negative speaker has tried to tell you that scams and inappropriate are the responsibility of parents to avoid, and that we have the freedom to think and speak whatever we want. This is wrong because she herself stated that the government should not only use censorship, which means censorship is a way to avoid it. Besides, freedom is one of the main reasons hate speech exists. Also, parents couldn't monitor their child every minute of the day, and children tend to have curiosity for forbidden things. The second negative speaker has tried to tell you that the government could manipulate information. She also said that we should approach sex and other unhealthy content with maturity. She also stated that it also limits our creativity and way of expressing ourselves by censorship. This is also wrong because that is the government's responsibility to give out true information, not censorship itself. And also maturity comes with age, so there's no way to approach it maturely to a young kid at the age of 7 or 6 or 9. I agree when she say that censorship limits our creativity and way of expressing ourselves, but that's for the greater good. Why not just take a phone call? Phone calls, do you think it could be censored? No way. Oh, now I'm coming to a summary. Our first speaker spoke to you about censorship can protect children from unhealthy content. It can act as a screen to avoid children encountering and inappropriate content for their age, thus making social media more secure and safe. She also spoke about limiting the impact of identity theft with censorship. It can reduce information leak of personal information, which results in lesser identity theft. Our second speaker told you that censorship can reduce the impact of hate speech in society. I would like to state that hate speech is one of the main reasons that censorship is created. It could bring a huge impact on social ties and personal mental health. With social media censoring acting as a medium to sort out and block out the mass output of hate speeches, the bonds between society could be strengthened. Peter Marshall, an American game show host, once said, "May we think of freedom not as a right to do as we please, but as an opportunity to do what is right. And by censoring social media, it is the right way, at the same time not violating our freedom. Online hate speeches places vulnerable groups at risk. It could even further result in cyberbullying, which could further cause suicide. Note that censorship also provides us with a vehicle to stop fake, false content, thus improving our knowledge that there are no more fake information." So judges, members of the floor, and my worthy opponents, in conclusion, our team strongly agrees that social media should be censored. As we could see, the censorship of social media will strengthen the bonds between society, and it could also increase the privacy of your personal information. In short, social media censorship will result in a more peaceful and more sociable community. However, as Barack Obama, the 44th US president, once said, the belief that peace is desirable is rarely enough to achieve it. Peace requires responsibility. Peace entails sacrifice. I think that we should sacrifice a small part of our freedom for the greater good, which is the peace of the community or even the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Your 60 seconds is over. We move on to speaker 3 for the negative. What is your student ID letter?
B.
B.
Yes.
Thank you. You may begin now.
I will start my speech at 3, 2, 1. A very good morning to the honorable judges, the chairman, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Liu Wenqi. I'm the third speaker of the negative team, and I will do all the rebuttals. The first speaker, as the first speaker of affirmative team, said that should protect the children from social media. But according to our team scope, young children who are easily influenced should always be under the guidance of parents when using social media. Illegal action taken by kids is the responsibility of parents, and the consequences have to be faced by the parents, not social media. If the parent is so busy with their work at any time, then don't allow the children on social media. Next, he also said that we should limit the information by censoring it. However, censoring the information may lead to the wrong image perceived by the public. It gives rise to and hide abuse of the human rights. If the news are coming from a war zone does not show the true nature of damage inflicted, how can a person be aware of the real situation of the war? If to say that the real death toll and associated images should be censored, it will be equivalent to denying even the present war. That is a real, and people affected in war zone pay for it with their life. We own it, and to them to know their real story. Don't censor the media, rather taken the issue linked to a situation they might need to be censored. Hence, hiding the complete picture doesn't erase its present, merely give a false perceptions. It will not give protection as she said, but give a negative impact. For example, people will compete for human rights and start to protect the government, which may lead to occurrence of war, resulting in peace of the country being interrupted. As we know recently, Myanmar government has facing war due to the protest of human rights. As the second speaker of the affirmative team said that curbing the spread of wrong information can protect the security, but people can also spread the wrong information through other channels. For example, if someone's account is being blocked and she or she spread fake news, he or she can create another account to continue doing the same thing. Therefore, the government should find a better way to restrict the problem instead of censoring it. Government should enforce the anti-fake news law and teach the public the way to get the real information on the official website. Public should always be alert to this kind of information. Do not easily believe what they have seen before. He also said that scamming may occur, which can be prevented. The censorship of the government may be using the money from the citizens to censor the social media. Hence, it will not solve the problems. However, the cost to shut down the internet prevent the specific content item from being viewed by the general public is high. Hence, it will not reduce the impact but increase the impact. To conclude that everyone has their own human rights to share their opinion on social media as it is an open platform for people. Censoring of information may lead to the wrong image perceived by the public. It will give rise to and hide the abuse of human rights. Censorship is shaping the young minds, and censorship hidden the creativity. Social media censorship may lead to illegal bribery. Finally, our team strongly disagree with today's topics. This is why the debate should be formed. Thank you.
Thank you. Teams, you have 60 seconds to prepare before we move on. Okay, before I announce the winner, each team must give up to 90 seconds of feedback and advice to the other team. You may divide this time however you would like. To score well, you must be courteous, constructive, and kind. Do not use this time to keep arguing the motion. Instead, focus on how your opponents could become better debaters. You have 90 seconds to plan your feedback. Okay, this is preparation. I'm not allowed to give any feedback of my own. So your time starts now to prepare. Okay, it's time for peer feedback session. I will stop you after 90 seconds. Negative team, you may go first.
Okay, thank you. I think that they're doing the best job they can, but they seem like a little bit too nervous. Like the second speaker said that the second speaker, the negative team said that the second speaker of negative said that, but they never said the any words yet. So maybe a bit too nervous. And the third speaker said that they disagree with the topic, but they are in the affirmative team, so must be careful and speak more with confidence. Let the idea flow into your mind. Don't be so nervous about it. That's all.
So just now the first speaker of the affirmative team have said the point that she say that children censorship should we should have censorship system so that we can protect the children and prevent the public to involve in the crime. So I think this is a very strong point, and yeah, a very strong point. It makes me feel very nervous to rebut when I rebut it because I'm very difficult to think the point to rebut. So
No, aura is good, but things that I want to say that is the first speaker can be more confident, and the second speaker actually he can speak a very fluently way, but the point that he say didn't say out very clear. And the third speaker, I
Time's
think that
up.
oh sorry.
Okay. Okay, now another 90 seconds for the affirmative team.
Thank you. I feel elated to meet such great opponents and future debaters. I feel lucky to be able to be your competitors. Your performances are near to flawless. I say that because there's nothing perfectable. I don't mean flattery by this sincerely, but then I would suggest the second negative speaker to be more calm because when she's talking in that aggressive way, she tends to get tongue-tied and tends to pronounce words wrongly. So that's all. Thank you.
That's all?
And I also think that the third speaker should speak more clearly and slow down the pace. But overall, it's an honor.
Yeah,
That's all.
okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, it's time to announce the winner. This round goes to the affirmative. Please turn on your webcam and congratulate one another.
Congratulations. You guys
Congrats.
do a good job on it.
You too.
You're all very cute.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations to the winners. You guys moved to S3C3 meet. And the losers, don't give up. You have one more chance. Please move to S3C1 meet. Wish you guys good luck.
Good
Thank you
luck.
so much.
Good luck.
Bye. Thank you so much
Bye.
for the judges.
Thank you. Please let me know when everyone is here.
Okay.
Thank you. The speakers are not here yet. Is there anyone else to join? Or can we begin? Anyone else to join?
They have 4 more people didn't come in.
Oh, didn't come. How many more?
4.
4 more to come in.
Yeah.
Okay.
你们提醒一下你们的队友，叫他们进来这个 meet，因为我们比赛要开始了。
我们这边全部到齐哦。
哦，OK。
Because we are running out of time. Is there any problem? Is there any problem? We are running out of time.
They come.
Okay. Can I know how many more to enter? How many more to come in?
2.
2 more.
Deborah， 你的队友有来吗？
有，他们 joining 的吗？进来一个。
Okay, 1 more, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think everyone is here. Can we start?
Teacher, before we start, the second speaker of my team are going to speak together with the third speaker because the second speaker is using her handphone and then it's a bit inconvenient. So we're going using the same device.
Oh, so I don't understand. You're going to talk at the same time?
No, we're going to talk using the same device.
Oh, same device. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thank
So
you,
can we start now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we shall start now. Okay, welcome to the Jitsin English debate competition. Debaters, after I've read the motion, you will have 15 minutes to prepare. You may use any books or devices you find helpful. Each of you will speak for up to 4 minutes. You may never interrupt the speaker. I will put a reminder in the chat when you have 1 minute left and remind you again when you are out of time. If that happens, you may stop. You will have 60 seconds between speakers to work with your team. Be respectful and listen carefully to your opponents. Remember, after the debate, you will give them feedback on how to become better debaters. Audience, you may not leave if the student is speaking and you may not talk with the teams. Okay, now before we begin, affirmative team, what is your team number? Affirmative team, your team number?
208.
108.
208.
208.
Yeah.
208. Okay. Are there any affirmative team members missing?
No.
Okay. Negative team, your team number, please.
202.
202. Any of your team members missing?
No.
Okay. Today's motion is cooking at home is better than dining out. Cooking at home is better than dining out. You have 15 minutes starting now.
Miss Banti, I think you need to go to J3U3. We're switching judges there.
Um, Mr. Fu,
Yes.
the recording is already done by someone, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know whether they will stop the recording. Then I need to continue or what?
No. You just leave it.
Just leave it. Okay, thank you. Then I no need to be in the Google Meet ready lah, because I'm not doing the recording.
I think you need to stop the recording after the competition is finished.
Oh, okay. Then I'll be there.
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, are you preparing, or how much time do you have left? How much time do you have left, guys? They're not here.
No, they have the cameras on. What do you mean they're not here?
I mean, they're not in Discord. Oh. Because we don't know how much time they have. Summer.
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
You have 8 minutes left,
Okay. I'm
Okay.
continuing the
Just
timer.
ask. Okay. Bye. Have fun.
People, the 15 minutes preparation time is up. I would like to ask the affirmative team, what is your team number?
208.
Okay. The negative team, what is your team number? Negative team, what's your team number?
202.
Okay. Now time is up, people. Speaker number 1 for the affirmative team. What is your student ID letter? A, B, or C?
C.
Okay, please begin your speech. You are advised to turn on your camera for extra presentation points.
All right. A very good morning to the adjudicator, chairperson, and my lovely opponents. I'm Zion, the first speaker of the affirmative team. The topic for our debate today is cooking at home is better than dining out. And as the affirmative team, we strongly reckon that cooking home is better than eating outside. As the first speaker, I'll be talking to you about our first and second point. Our second speaker, Yujie, will be talking to you about the third and fourth point. And our third speaker, Cao Jun, will be doing rebuttals and sum up our team case. Now, I'm going to state out my first point. My first point is dining at home saves money. In the long run, preparing meals at home may save you money. A group of basic ingredients often comes in a lower price tag if you buy it at the market compared to when the ingredients is being cooked to a single restaurant dish. You can also end up getting more meals out of a recipe you make at home than if you order takeout or have leftovers to take to work the next day. You could see noticeable saving start to pile up. Now I'm going to state out my second point. My second point is cooking at home gives you opportunity to reconnect with your family members. Cooking together can offer you an opportunity to reconnect with the family partner and loved ones. Cooking has other benefits as well. The American Psychological Association says that trying new things together, like learning a new recipe, can help keeping a couple or a family connected and engaged in their relationship. When you're making a meal from scratch, you get to discover and experiment with different ingredients, seasonings, and cuisines. Plated offers 11 options to choose from each week, and many of which are globally inspired. Experiencing new foods on a plated night can be a great way to engage with your loved ones or unwind after a long day at work. To conclude, we, the affirmative team, strongly reckon that eating at home is better than dining out. Thank you.
Thank you to the first speaker from the affirmative team. You now have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker number 1 for the negative team. What is your student ID letter? A, B, or C?
B.
All right, thank you. Please begin your speech.
A very good morning to Chairman, ladies and gentlemen. Today, our topic is cooking at home is better than dining out. So we agree with the definition given by the affirmative team. However, we, the negative team, believe that this statement is false. So today, as a first speaker, I'll be talking to you about dining it out can make an occasion more special. And our second speaker will be talking about points, and third speaker will be doing rebuttals and sum up our team case. So the first speaker of the affirmative team has tried to tell us about cooking at home can save money. But I think this is wrong because Cost structure varies by a restaurant. Some establishments incur a large debt from building construction, equipment purchase, or having a high rental fees while paying for shop maintenance and staff wages. So my first point is dining out can make an occasion more special. Eating out makes special occasions like birthday and anniversaries more special because this occasion comes once in a year, and if on that day also one does not do differently by going out for dinner rather than eating at home, that it will make that occasion less special. So in this case, a moment to enjoy and disconnect. Um, so is eating out lah, and make the moment more enjoy and disconnect because it is able to sit at the table and enjoy without worries about attending all the details of a meal. Do not worry about everything that goes into preparing a family meal. The time of preparation, serving the right amount for all the diners, and find a moment to stop and taste the food yourself. This can be exhausting, especially if it is a meal prepared for a large group of people. On the other hand, when you go out to eat, all the attention is on the table and enjoying the company. Dinner can decide with time and tranquility what they want to eat. If it is time to try something new on the menu or stick on the traditional dishes. In addition, everybody gets the food at the same time and everyone can eat in unison while engaging in a pleasant conversation. So, and it gives and my second point is welcome change, and it gives a welcome change to female members of the family because sometimes it gets boring or dull to keep eating at home for many days, and one go for eating out that is provides relief as well as joy because too much of one thing can be boring, and eating at home for a long period time is one of those things. So Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, our team strongly disagree that cooking at home is better than dining out because dining out can make an occasion more special and welcome change. Thank you.
Thank you. You have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker number 2 of the affirmative team, what is your student ID letter, A, B, or C?
What's that? I am A.
All right, please begin your speech.
Okay. Good morning to the chairman, the adjudicator, and my lovely opponents. I'm Yu the second speaker of the negative team. I'm Yu the second speaker of the affirmative team. And today, the topic of our debate is cooking at home is better than dining out. Okay. 我现在退出了是吧？没有。
No. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, sorry. I want to rebut the first speaker of negative team had just mentioned that dining out is making dining out make the festival more meaningful. Yes, but if you're cooking at home, you can have a more warm feeling because you also can decorate your home and stay together with your family. Okay, and I, now to my first point. I want to now to my first point is cooking at home is more healthy. Okay, making a meal with yourself means you can make sure the portion size and calorie counts are where you want them to be. We also can clearly know the nutrition information that and the ingredient we use. And food in outside may have a lot of food addition that are not very good for health. And dining out and the restaurant may to let the taste of food better, they might adding a lot of salt, MSG, or maybe more oil. So if we want a long-term intake at high, so if we having a long-term intake of high salinity food, it may lead to a stomach cancer. And to my second point, cooking at home is personalized. Cooking at home gives you the opportunity to eat the food you actually know you enjoy eating them. For example, with plated, if you like your meat more well done or dishes less spicy, the recipe include the suggested modifications. And if you're dining out, your meals will be limited in the restaurant around you. For example, if you are studying abroad and you very miss your hometown food, you just can cooking by yourself because it's very difficult to find a cuisine that the flavor close to your hometown because just you know your preference flavor. Okay, so therefore the affirmative team think that cooking at home is better than dining out. Thank you.
Thank you. You will have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker number 2 for the negative team. What is your student ID letter? A, B, or C?
C.
Okay, please begin your speech.
Good morning to the honorable educators, members of the opposing team, chairman, and the chairman. The topic of our debate is cooking at home is better than dining out. We, the negative team, believe that this statement is false. The second affirmative speaker has tried to tell that cooking at home is healthier, but why don't you choose a restaurant that is healthier? You can take several steps to make restaurant dining more nutritious. Avoid eating a full plate at one sitting because of the large proportion size of restaurant meals. Avoid meals high in fat, such as cream-based pasta and sugar and dry foods. And she also stated that you can, when you cook at home, you can have a preferred flavor, but when you go to a restaurant, you can request that you can be spicy, you can be less spicier or less sugar, or you can request it. And our first speaker has already stated that cooking at dining out can make strong family bond and make occasions more special. So today I'll be talking to you about why dining out is better than cooking at home. Now to my first point. People are busy nowadays. So nowadays, our modern lifestyle is extremely busy and dynamic. Therefore, most of us, especially students and workers, do not have time to prepare or enjoy the moment when eating together in family meals than in the past. So when we go out and we dine out, we have more time and we don't have to prepare for the ingredients. We don't have to stress about the ingredients, and we don't need no preparation and cleaning. So it saves a lot of time. And it saves a lot of time dining out. To my second point, we can try new food. If you're not good at cooking or do not have time, eating out will be an easier choice to get a meal. Cooking includes many steps, which takes much time when you eat outside. The restaurant will serve you within some minutes. Moreover, eating out is a good occasion to change your view. Eating places often offer great views, so you could try new sight rather than your old kitchen. And you can try new foods, because cooking something new can be quite intimidating, especially if you're unsure about whether you like it or not. Eating out allows you the freedom to try something new without an investment of your time and effort. And the third point that I'm going to say is it's easier to feed large parties. Whether you're throwing a party or just planning on a meeting with a large group of people, planning food for a lot of people can get quite difficult and costly. Eating out or catering can make this issue a lot easier, as it allows you to relax when it comes to preparing food for everyone. In some cases, catering from restaurants can also be cheaper than preparing food yourself for large groups. Eating out can also be tastier because when you eat out, the chefs are more experienced in the food more than you do. When you don't often cook at home, you don't really know how to cook, so it doesn't get tastier. And so in conclusion, our team strongly disagree that cooking at home is better than dining out. Thank you.
Thank you. You have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker number 3 for the affirmative team. What is your student ID letter, A, B, or C?
B.
Okay. Thank you. Please begin your speech.
Okay. Hi, good morning to the great honorable chairman, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the third speaker of the negative team. Affirmative team, sorry. The topic of our debate is cooking at home is better than dining out. We believe that this statement is not necessary. Is necessary. I will rebut the statement shown from the negative team. Firstly, the first speaker said dining out can make an occasion more special, but staying at home is also a great occasion. We didn't have anyone else to bother us, just in our side. A quiet environment is in home with few pieces of roses. It will be more romantic, isn't it? Also, do you know that how much cost do you need in a high-class restaurant that you need that occasion for your level? In Malaysia, the answer is 200 per pax. The first speaker also said we should just only we can just only see the menu and make our choices, but the choices are lesser compared with cooking inside. Also, you may not like the dishes cause nothing attracts you in outside. It also train your own cooking skills just for your own loving appetite. And the second speaker said lots of we can find some organic foods restaurants or what, but do you know lots of restaurants the banner says full organic, but who knows? We have 1 billion chicken have been injected with radioactive glucose and other and other chemical doses. We can't prevent from it. Let's don't say chemical. Just in your own kitchen, you can control the MSG. It is more healthier compared with outside. Next one, do you know that eating outside making American fat in America is about 50%? Report from shown 90% of restaurant meals have too much calories. And number 6, busy is not an accuse, sorry. We have great technology now. You can cook earlier when you are free and freeze in the refrigerator, microwave it when you want to eat it. So our team strongly agree with today's motion. In our point of view, eating at home and cook for yourself is more warm and personalized. Nowadays, the social have a kind of trend about diet control for your own healthy. Cooking inside can avoid lots of chemical or flavoring addings, prevent from long-term sickness or what in your older age. Any anniversary or festival, we will have cooking in our own house, not just because of a simple meal. It is a culture and tradition that given by our elders since long past ago. We put love inside lots of efforts and passion just for a smile from our family. This culture cannot be gone. It will stay and carry on for the rest of our life. I recall that we think cooking at home is better than dining outside. Thank you.
Thank you. You will have 60 seconds to prepare before I call up the next speaker. Time is up. Speaker number 3 of the negative team. What is your student ID letter, A, B, or C?
Hey, excuse me.
Okay, you may present your speech.
Okay. Um, Good morning to the educators and my fellow friends. Okay, the topic of our debate is cooking at home is better than dining out. We the negative team believe that this statement is false. Okay, and now I'm going to do some rebuttals. For just now, the third speaker of the affirmative team and they are just telling us that if stay at home we can feel the warmth, but actually if we do not cook well and then if our families do not enjoy to eat, can we feel the warmth? And then if you just always, and then they also state that staying at home occasions is better and it will not cost us so much, but actually if you just always stay at home, won't you feel bored? And the environment is not the same, yeah, so it's can't take to become a comparison. And dining out do not need to be expensive to make an occasion special, because the point of dining out we can like improve our relationships with our friends and families. Is the point is on the who we going to dining out, okay? And then as my second speaker has already said that eating out doesn't have to be unhealthy. You can take several steps to make restaurant dining more nutritious. Okay, and then and your team, like I found some contradictory, because your first speakers you said that cooking at home you can maybe can eat overnight food, but eat overnight food it's not healthy, and then does not taste good. So and what I want to say is say we have the Ajinomotos and MSGs that add on food. Then can I know that the ingredients that you bought from the supermarket like Tesco or in Consafe is really organic? Do they don't use pesticides when they plant it? So can we just ignore this problem, because it's a common problem in the society now, and we are eating pesticides. No, we are eating chemicals every day. If you wanted to counter it like that. And then I also would like to say that if say it's busy, it's not an excuses, but in Malaysia, it's not a country that is very good. It's not very good in improvement, and then its technology is not good as the countries like China and America. And busy will definitely become excuses, because like you also say that using a microwave can save time, but actually research shows that using a microwave to cook your food also will cause cancers, and then this is really not a good way. And also I wanted to say that culture, yeah, the culture, then now it's a social change and everything is changing now. If we're still fully following the culture that is given by the old ones, then it's no point of giving it no point of still staying in the 21st century if you want to live in the 20th century. And then now I'm going to give the conclusion of my team. Yeah, for my first speaker spoke to you about special occasions, the environment, and how can it and then how can we improve our relationships through eating out. And our second speaker told you that eating out may not be healthy, and then it's busy. And then our second speaker also told that it can try new foods, because trying new foods, I believe that we can go to different restaurants to choose the food that we wanted to eat, not only looking at the menu. So, and also I wanted to say that for the last example, if a person like a doctor, they are having night shifts, that they can't cook for their dinner, right? They are having night shift, then they are tired enough. Could they cook for their breakfast or their lunch the next day? No, they can't cook. They can't cook because it's tiring enough, and maybe it's not. It's don't have time, and even like for a lawyer, they are going to have many information to digest of a case. So it's really a very hard. It's really hard to to spend time on cooking or shopping and just cleaning the house that owner makes. most of us frustrated. Yeah. And this is the end of my speech. And in conclusion, our team do not do not support cooking at home is better than dining out. Thank you.
Thank you. Before I announce the winner, each team must give up to 90 seconds of feedback and advice to the other team. You may divide this time however you would like. To score well, you must be courteous, constructive, and kind. Do not use this time to keep arguing the motion. Instead, focus on how your opponents could become better debaters. You have 90 seconds to plan your feedback, but I am not allowed to give any feedbacks of my own. It is time for the peer feedback session. Please speak from your seats. I will stop you after 90 seconds. Negative team, you may go first.
Then firstly, our opponents did a very great job, and but their main point is very good, and we hope that they can give more points and logical ones. And example, I think that you all can like give more, and then because it's not strong enough to support your main point. And then for the second speaker, I think that you can be more confident when you are speaking. And for the first speaker, like I think that you have a good tone while giving your speech, and your confidence is enough. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you to the negative team for the feedback. Now, for the affirmative team, you may go.
Hi, it's a great debate. The negative team point is solid. Very impressive with the negative team for being a senior one is a great job. And the conversation is fluent and smooth, but your statement of your point is not so clear. Maybe can improve in this part, and your points maybe are not so full. But we only have 15 minutes. You seem to a little bit surrounding on the rebuttals. So you can state more points next time. For this time, we only have 15 minutes, so it's still a great job. Thank you.
Okay, it is time to announce the winner. This round goes to the negative team. Please congratulate one another. This debate is officially over. For the winner, you guys have to move to S1 SE for the announcement. Thank you guys for the very entertaining debate. Good luck on your future.
Judges and debaters, please proceed to F1SE.